I'm Dylan Miles. I'm a commercial aviation major. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about being an airline pilot. So, I'm going to start off, why would you want to be an airline pilot? Well, there's plenty of reasons. First off, you can travel the world pretty much free of charge with your own airline. You get a really solid salary, especially later in your career. You get to work from probably the greatest office in the world at 30,000 feet. And on top of all that, despite what you may have seen at UND, pilots are actually ranked the most attractive profession for all men by Business Insider. Or you're just like me, where you wanted to be a pilot for as long as you can remember. So maybe you do want to spend your life working from the sky, up in the cockpit, but where would you even start? So, lucky for you, you go to a university that has the largest flight school in the nation attached to it. But for learning reasons, let's say you start off with no experience, you got no idea where to start. So the first step is going to be to choose a flight school to begin training. Now, a lot of universities offer their own aviation program, which allows you to complete most of the training necessary to become an airline pilot. Most of them have you flying on the side while doing school, getting a new license or rating with each semester. So the first semester you might get your private pilot license and then your instrument rating, maybe your multi-engine rating. But as a consensus, most of these programs, you're going to graduate college with your commercial pilot license. Now, despite what you might think, a commercial pilot license doesn't actually allow you to fly for an airline. It used to in 2008, but Congress changed that. That's besides the point. All it really allows you to do is make money as a pilot. You can charge people for your services. Now, in order to start flying for an airline, you're going to need a little bit more experience after college, maybe working as a pilot doing, towing banners or flight instructing or something. And once you get to 1,000 or 1,500 hours of flight experience, you can get your airline transport pilot certificate, which actually does allow you to fly for an airline. Now, another big reason a lot of people are kind of flocking towards being a pilot right now, as you can kind of see at UND, the airline industry is at an all-time high, or at least it was before the COVID-19 outbreak. Things kind of fell apart after that, but I'm sure it'll bounce back. Now, the American Association of Airport Executives predicted that the airline industry would actually double within the next 20 years. So it'll double in passengers, planes, flight attendants, but most important for people that want to be a pilot is it'll double in pilots, which means that there's going to be a lot more job opportunities. There's going to be a lot more job security. No one's really getting laid off if they need you that bad, unless you really screw up. And it does mean higher salaries. And the reason for the higher salaries is that right now, the world is actually in a pilot shortage, especially the United States, because of our high standards for flying for an airline. And so, when airlines don't have enough pilots, they kind of have to fight for them with each other, I suppose. So they began offering pilots better starting salaries, better benefits, like, health insurance, dental, things like that. And then the big kicker there is they offer you a signing bonus of tens of thousands of dollars. And some airlines will give you 20, some airlines will give you 30, but that really helps with the high cost of training to be an airline pilot. The training involved does add, $50,000, $100,000 to your normal, tuition, room and board, and all that. So it really is an investment to make. But the way that the industry is trending, it's looking a lot better for potential aviators. So yeah, being an airline pilot, it isn't really for everyone. There are a lot of downsides. Training's super expensive, like I said before. It does take years of dedication. You are focusing on the same thing for a long time without really any transferable skills. And if you get laid off, you can't just, I don't know, go work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car or something like that. However, it is an incredibly beneficial career. You have those super high salaries, the good looks, Business Insider, and most of all, the ability to travel the world free of charge. If you want to take your family on vacation, most people would be looking up airline tickets like, oh my god, it's going to add thousands of dollars to our trip. Nope, free, because you're a pilot. Now, commercial aviation, it's a booming industry with high demand for pilots. They're offering signing bonuses, a lot of new hires, but it is an investment. It takes a certain kind of person to make such an investment, both in time and monetarily. There's a lot of tough classes, a lot of studying, and so for the most part, being a pilot, at least in my opinion, I think it's one of the best jobs in the world, but it does take a lot going into it. So if you're not up to it, there's always a